difficult to believe that it was only 9 months ago that we were gathered together to mark the very beginning of Wolverton Station build. And it's been fantastic to watch the new station building take shape, and even more thrilling to see the roof begin to appear. Today is not just about marking the completion of a roof. It's a symbolically important moment for Wolverton, a town founded because of the railway that's been without a station building for over 20 years. The creation of this plaque says more about how people can pull together at an important moment than I could possibly say. The plaque shows the dates of the three previous lost station buildings and our new one, 2012. Roger, Denise and I met to discuss some initial ideas, which my long-suffering husband Paul then turned into a very rudimentary design. But we didn't know how it was going to be made at that point at all, we just had this idea.
Marie sent an email into work. Marie we've met from various other functions and asked if our apprentices at work would assist in creating some form of plaque to actually use in this topping up ceremony. Gerald, my training manager, I asked him to go to Bedford Training Group to actually put together an opportunity for our apprentices to machine it on their machines. Unfortunately, just before Christmas, Bedford Training Group moved location from Kempston to another one, and the machine that they were going to use was out of action. But by pure chance, Gerald was over there because he's on their committee as part of their board. He mentioned this at the board meeting, and another board member who was there from Bocal said, "Oh, we can do that for you." And so in a sense, fate sort of came to hand and helped us actually get what you've seen today, a very, really, I think, sort of unique engraved plaque that demonstrates the years of Wolverton Station from 1838 through to the different locations to the one that's now going to be built there in 2012.
As YGLI, we get involved in a vast variety of different rail projects. I have to say this is probably one of the most interesting for a long while. Brand new build, full of character, lots of stakeholders to interface with, which brings its own challenges, but it makes it more interesting.
As a custodian of the building, once it's finalised, we don't forget the importance of us looking after it and making sure that it's the best it can be for the customers and the locals at Wolverton to use. And I just want to say thank you very, very much, and we're really privileged to be here today. And well done.
Thank you.
What we have here is an evergreen display which I think Denise has produced. And an evergreen, the idea behind this is an ancient ritual. Goes back probably to the Druids. I'm just elaborating a bit. But the aim is to hoist it up to the top of the building. And you know, this is a railway station. So now we're going to have the ceremonial topping out of this lovely building. So here we go.
It worked earlier. It worked earlier. It works now.
You got a big one.
Yeah. Got a bigger one.
Absolutely great to see this actually nearly finished and taking shape. It's been a long wait, but a wait that's been very worthwhile, because we end up with a building that is going to serve a functional purpose, but with a lot of good design into it, and shows also that how the community working together can actually achieve things. You need a lot of patience, but it can achieve things.
When I first came in here, I actually felt really like moved, because I looked up and I just thought this building is just so beautiful, and you know, we have waited such a long time for this building to happen, and for me it's got so many different elements of what's special about Wolverton. You know, it's solidly built, you know, it's industrial, but it's beautiful as well, and you know, that's Wolverton for me, and I absolutely love it, you know, and it's worth all the wait and all the effort and all those bloody meetings we sat in for years. It's worth all of that, you know, to see it happening now, and I think we're extremely lucky to have had Paul Paul's team, architects team, because they've really understood Wolverton, they've really understood the brief, you know, and they've done us proud, I think, you know, and I think it's going to be fab.
One of the key issues I remember from the original brief was that we wanted to see a landmark for Wolverton, and it was going to be more than just a station. It needed to act as a gateway as you come into Wolverton, both from the railway but also from the roads, and its location just on the edge of Wolverton is perfect for that as well. So we feel very much that the building has to do more than just be a station building.
It's great because it fits in with the sort of the Wolverton feel. It's not the standard railway hut that they tend to put on new stations these days. So this is something specifically designed for Wolverton to fit in with the architecture of Wolverton. So it's really good that we managed to get that rather than say just the bog standard design.
I started my apprenticeship here back in 1970. I used to travel from Northampton into the old station there, and it was always a very unique place to actually come into, because it's traditionally very old, very Victorian, you know. So when it was pulled down, it was a little bit of a shock really, and it was probably one of those moments in time when you think, you know, is Wolverton going to have a station because of Milton Keynes Central? But I think it's proved over the last few years, because there's a lot more people using rail traffic and movements these days, that to have a new station there was something that needed to happen. For it to happen, I think it's a fantastic. I think I've seen the building, I think it's very modern, it's very new, but it's what Wolverton needed. And I think the people of Wolverton that use the station, and you only have to look at the car park to see how many people do that, it's going to be a fantastic addition to the town. And it's going to bring Wolverton back into the 21st century.